So in this video, we're going to learn how to add currency text field like this. So the challenge for this video is when you get to, let's just say 999 million, and when you get to 10-figure amount, it says please enter amount less than a billion. So basically to set the upper limit to 1 billion. And when you, let's just say, add amount, and when you remove amount, when the amount is 0, set the text field to empty. If you want to know how to fetch today's exchange rate for all these different currencies from the internet, then I have a totally separate blog post on it. Check out the first link in the description box. So let's just dive right into it. I'm going to create new Xcode project, iOS single view application. Next, I'm going to call it currency text field. Then next, I'm going to save this on desktop. Alright, so first thing, I'm going to go to the main storyboard, set the size to iPhone SE, and I'm going to add a simple text field here. Make it a little bigger and set it here. Then I'm going to create an outlet for this text field. I'm going to call it currency text field connect. Then I'm going to close the assistant editor. So I'm going to select the text field, and the keyboard type for this text field is going to be number pad. So I just want to add numbers. I do not want to add any letters or any special characters, just simply numbers. Also, I'm going to select the text field and set its alignment to right-sided, because in my opinion it just looks better. Then I'm going to go to the ViewController, and I'm going to write some code in here, and then I'll explain it to you. Alright, so here's what I've written. So first, I've created a amount integer and set its default value to 0. Then currency text field dot delegate is equal to self, and I've added the text field delegate to the view controller. Now the placeholder value, I've created a function called update amount. So let's go through it. So update amount takes in nothing and returns in optional string. So I've created a number formatter, set the number style to currency, and basically this amount is going to be, because the amount value currently is 0, so even if you divide by 100 or remainder 100, all of this value is going to be 0. So from this 0, and using this formatter, I'm converting this 0 into a currency string, and then updating it here right now. Now the reason we've added the delegate is this method, text field should change character in range. This is the method we added the delegate in. Then the default return is false, so it returns a bool. By default, no matter whatever the character is, I'm going to return, I'm not going to change that character. So I'm going to default, I'm going to return false. So in text field, each time you add a character into the text field, that new character that you add is this string parameter in this method. So I check this new character that you added is, I convert that string is type of string, so I convert it into integer. If it's an integer, then whatever the current amount is, so right now the amount is 0, I'm going to multiply by 10 and add that digit, and that will be my total amount. So for example, the amount is 0, this is 0, digit is 5, and then the amount would be 5. Then I update currency text field.text is equal to update amount. Again, number formatter, I'm using the style currency. Now the amount is 5. Now amount is an integer. when you divide integer with another integer, the result is going to be an integer. So you don't get the remainder. So 5 divided by 100 is going to be 0. The double value is going to be 0. So 5 remainder 100. So the remainder is going to be 5. Then the 5 is double. Now I divide this 5 double by 100. Then the answer is going to be double 0.05. So 0 plus 0.05, the amount is going to be 0.05, and I convert this into a string and I show this on the text field. Similarly, if the string is equal to empty space, that means I've pressed backspace. So in that case, I divide the 5 by 10, and since this is an integer, I divide by integer. The answer is going to be an integer, that's going to be 0, and the text field I'm going to update to this is going to be 0. So let me just run this app and you'll see this in practice. Alright, so as you can see, the placeholder is $0.0 that is automatically of type currency and .00, and so first number I had 6, 0.06, 3, 5, 2, 1. Each number add, and automatically numbers are added. And as I press the backspace, I lose the last number. Now I lose the 4, I lose the 2, I lose the 1, and I see the currency. I've also added the touches began, so when you click anywhere on the white area, the text field stops editing. And so the problem is right now, this amount is a regular integer, so it cannot hold a very large amount. For example, let's just say if I add something, so it's 666 million, add a billion, and I keep adding, and you see I'm adding 6, but it's automatically 0, and the app is going to crash. So it cannot hold a very large number, and most people will not do calculation over than $1 billion, billion in any currency for that matter. So the challenge is, when you add more than $1 billion in currency, it should automatically give a warning to the user and say that you cannot add more than $1 billion. And when it's 0, it should automatically turn to this. Right now when it's 0, it shows this, but when I press backspace, the text field should be empty. Alright, so for the challenge, it's pretty simple. I'm simply going to say if amount is greater than 1 billion. So billion has 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 3 is 9 zeros and 2 fractions. If amount is greater than that, then I'm going to create an alert. I'm going to show an alert here. So I'm simply creating an alert here, and the title says please enter amount less than $1 billion, and then it's going to show a dismiss button, and when you press the button the handler is nil, so this alert will disappear. Then I'm presenting this alert, then I'm setting the text field text to nothing and reset the amount back to 0. And if the amount is not bigger than $1 billion, then I'm just going to update text field as normal. Let's say the amount was 5 and you divide by 5 by 10, so the amount is 0. So I'm going to check if amount is equal to 0. In that case, I'm going to set text field text to nothing. So that's it. Now let me run this in the iPhone 5s. Alright, so as I add amount, it takes in, now it's 955 million, and now it says, please enter amount less than $1 billion. And let's just say I add some amount and I press backspace, and now it's 0 and the text field becomes empty. So if you want to download this Xcode file, then just fill out the form below and you'll receive the file in your inbox. And if you want to fetch today's exchange rate for all different currencies, then I have totally separate blog post on it. Check out the first link in the description box. So that's it for this video. Please like this video, leave a comment, and I will see you in the next one.